relentlessly on Agent Carter.
Hey, you work at the phone company. It ain't life and death.
Darling, you have no idea.
Agent Carter, all hands on deck. Meaning cover the phones.
Howard, you're asking me to become a traitor in order to prove you're not one.
You want a mission that matters? This is it.
I'm going to regret this, aren't I?
Absolutely. My butler, Edmund Jarvis. He'll help you in any way he can.
Where are you?
Your line of work requires support. There is not a man or woman who is capable of carrying the entire world on their shoulders.
You sweet on her, Susan?
I was gonna grab a drink. Wanna join me?
Maybe another time, all right?
Sure thing. Another time.
May I introduce you to our new resident? Oh, call me Dottie.
Return to your room.
I can be anybody I want. Maybe I'll be an SSR agent next. I'm afraid Dottie escaped.
Promise me you'll get the son of a bitch you did this.
We'll catch...
That a girl.
You think you know me. Hands up.
What are we gonna do about this guy?
We found a way of preventing him from speaking.
Should you again find yourself in need of my services, I would be honored to assist you, Miss Carter.
Good work, Carter.
You saved thousands of lives. You're all lucky that you work for him.
Just did what needed to be done.
Yeah. How can you take that?
It doesn't bother me. I know my value.
Deposit or withdrawal?
Withdrawal.
All right, all of you, let me see your hand. You over here. Let's go. Get him off. I can see him. This way. Talking to you. You two, on your feet.
I'll need the key to safety deposit box number 143. Turning that handle to the left sets off the bank alarm. For a pittance, you'll risk your life to protect someone else's fortune. Pull it to the right. Weren't you taught any manners? Help the geezer.
Dorothy Underwood, you're under arrest.
Drop that gun. Drop it. Don't move. What do you think about it?
We're the SSR. Glory weapons.
You heard the man.
Hey, look out!
New hairstyle?
Love the hat.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself.
Been a science cop? Detective Andrew Henry, homicide.
Daniel Souza, Strategic Scientific Reserve.
I'd shake your hand, but I'm one of those suckers who catches a cold, whether it's summer, spring, winter, or fall.
What do we got?
You ever hear of the Lady of the Lake killings?
Can't say I have. How long you been in L.A.?
6 months.
2 years ago, the Lady of the Lake killer dropped 2 dead women in Echo Park Lake. I led a task force with manhunts, press conferences, and everything.
And?
Never caught the bastard. He disappeared. Till today.
You found another body.
Dead woman in the exact same lake. No 2 ways about it, my guy's back.
So why was the SSR called in?
If it was up to me, you'd be working on your tan right now, but my lieutenant's got a bee in his bonnet about jurisdiction. Oh, hottest day of the year, right? Only the lake don't know it. Look at this. So, until we catch this lunatic, looks like you and me are partners.
Here are the things you will tell me. The names of your handlers in Russia, your methods of communication with them, the names and whereabouts of other communist operatives on American soil, why you were targeting the Bowery Savings Bank, and who it is you are working with.
I feel like I got a front row seat to Rocky Graziano versus Tony Zale.
Quiet.
Peggy, I expected so much more from you.
Not, you will tell me this and this and this. Where's your technique? Girls like you raised with silver spoons and perfect skin. You expect everything to come to you so easily.
You have one chip to trade on. Fear. And fear is the one tool that little girls who grow up handcuffed to their beds learn. I, however, am not afraid of you. Now, this was found in deposit box 143. There was no owner on the bank registry. Why did you want it?
Peg, we both know there are currencies stronger than money.
If anyone can break Dottie Underwood, it's Carter.
You two mooks have something better to do? Or is your service not needed at the SSR?
Chief, LA's on the horn.
Thanks. How's the surf today?
Hey, Agent Sousa.
That's Chief Sousa to you. Well, congratulations, Jack. I hear you caught Dottie Underwood.
Yeah, we caught a lead.
Right after you left to open the West Coast Bureau.
Seems as if you were our bad luck charm.
Tell that joke at least once a month.
What you got?
We caught a mystery out here. An ice cube the size of a lake with a dead woman trapped inside.
Who's the body?
Don't know yet.
I got a homicide dick who says this is the work of a killer he's been chasing the past 2 years. I'm heading up a task force with him, but Jack, my LA office is too green.
So what? You want to leave New York thin because the moment you catch a real case,
You throw your hands in the air.
You know I'm understaffed as is. I'm sure you can spare one guy.
I am just the man for you.
Thank you.
Are you trying to undermine this interrogation? I was just beginning to make her feel comfortable. Every interruption sets me back an hour.
That's no longer your worry. You're done here.
What? Why?
We caught a high-profile case that needs eyeballs with experience.
We'll give it to someone else. No one knows Dottie like I do. We used to live next door to each other.
Yeah, and you had no idea she was a spy. Next flight leaves for Los Angeles in 3 hours. Sue's asked for you and nobody else.
Did he?
Yeah. It's a real burden being everybody's favorite agent, isn't it?
If this is about your insecurity, Chief Thompson, then I suggest you deal with it in your own time. Don't sabotage our first real shot at uncovering Dottie's true agenda.
Carter, believe it or not, the SSR can actually function without you once in a while.
And who will you have interrogate her?
Plan on doing that myself.
Jack, she isn't afraid of you.
Pack your bags.
The hills of California.
are something to see. The sun will kind of warm you, then drop in the sea.
Miss Carter.
Mr. Jarvis. Thank you for collecting me. I hope it wasn't a bother.
Not at all. I'm delighted to see you again. Shall we?
Mr. Jarvis.
Yes?
I understand Howard came out west for a defense contract.
He did.
And you did say you came out here to arrange his estate.
I think I see where this is heading.
What I don't understand...
You're puzzled, perhaps.
Puzzled, yes, that's a word.
It's the flamingo, isn't it?
It is indeed, the flamingo.
Regrettably, you are not the only house guest to whom Mr. Stark has extended an invitation. Meet the newest member of the Stark Mansion menagerie, Bernard. Bernard Stark, to give him his full name. Ready for another adventure, Miss Carter?
Where is Howard?
Mr. Stark's latest hobby keeps him quite busy. He's opening a moving picture studio. Fancies himself to be Cecil B. DeMille.
Fatty Arbuckle, more like. I'll rent a car and get out of your hair as soon as possible.
Oh, no, with Mr. Stark out of town, I can easily shuttle you from place to place.
I would never dream of such an imposition.
Miss Carter, you have no idea how foreign Los Angeles will seem to a civilized person such as yourself. They eat avocados with everything. The foliage is preposterous. Take the palm tree. Would you trust the structural integrity of such a thing?
I suppose not.
They afford no shade. Everybody says it's a very dry heat, but that doesn't mean it isn't unbearably hot. And worst of all, the drivers are both abundant and abundantly irresponsible.
While I appreciate your concern, I am certain I can hazard the Los Angeles driving conditions.
Miss Carter, since our last adventure, my life has consisted of oiling floorboards, cleaning pools, and transporting exotic livestock. I'm profoundly and exhaustively bored. Please, at least until Mr. Stark returns, allow me to drive you around.
When can we expect our esteemed Mr. Stark to return from the pre-productions of his motion picture?
That depends on how long the location scout allows Mr. Stark to scout her locations.
Are we certain this is the place?
Positive as pie. Thank you, Mr. Jarvis.
Show you right through to Mr. Auerbach. I'm sorry. I don't think you're right for the Auerbach Theatrical Agency. Have a nice day.
That's the third place this week.
We don't advertise. Our sign is barely legible. Our address is wrong in the city directory, and yet somehow they find us. Come, I'll show you right through. You out here long?
Possibly.
Well, that pasty skin's gonna get burned if you don't cover up.
Is California to your liking?
I was so sick of those New York shadows. The moment I heard Chief Sousa was heading up the new LA Bureau, I leapt at the opportunity. It's hot out here, sure, but it's a...
Dry heat?
Yes. Do you know I took up surfing? The R to the S cabinet.
That's easy enough to remember. How is everything?
Everything is through the first door on your right. You can't miss him.
Hello? Chief?
Peggy. What are you doing here?
The Lady of the Lake killer.
Right.
Thompson said you requested backup.
Yes, of course.
Unless you've solved it already.
No. I was expecting...
You didn't put the request in.
No, I did.
But not for me.
I just didn't think you were coming till tomorrow. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you. I know that all your time has been consumed with setting up the SSR's West Coast Bureau.
It has been.
Traveling across the country.
Staffing
But I
the
did
office.
call.
I know.
On several occasions.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you return my messages?
Because sometimes a 3-hour time difference feels like a lifetime.
Okay. I've got 3 more boxes of old case files downstairs.
Detective Andrew Henry, LAPD Homicide. This is Agent Peggy Carter, SSR New York.
How many of you agents do we need?
As many as it takes to catch the killer.
Well, that's 0. This new body means I'm gonna have journalists clawing down my door. With a little help from the press, I'll catch our bad guy before he even rush on Cahuenga Pass.
What if the frozen lake and the murder aren't connected?
How do you figure?
You think they're unrelated? The body was dumped at another time.
But was found only when another incident caused the lake to freeze.
Unlikely.
Most doubtful.
But not impossible.
What was that old Dooley saying?
Explore all avenues for unturned stones. What's a dually?
The SSR came on board because a body of water froze during a heat wave. The first step we should take is determine whether or not the dead body and the frozen lake are even the same crime.
Thousand heaters blasting in here and it's still freezing. I wish you'd called.
So we know to bring Long Johns.
So I could tell you not to come. I don't have an autopsy report.
Meltzer, you're kidding me. It's the best chance we've had in 2 years to catch your man.
Why the delay?
This isn't a layer of frostbite. She's frozen through and through.
Even with the heat shining on her?
She's only beginning to thaw, but you'll have to wait a bit longer unless you want the autopsy performed with a chisel.
Is there anything you can tell us from a visual inspection?
Well, her stab wounds are consistent with the other Lady of the Lake victims.
Here's the shoes.
They're on the wrong feet.
The killer's signature is to switch his victim's shoes.
That detail was never released to the papers. See, we got our guy.
Do we know whether the body caused the lake to freeze or vice versa?
No. And to add to your ever-growing list of things we don't know, I can't explain this either.
Fetch a chisel.
That's not ice.
Then what is it?
Short answer is I don't know. So it was a long answer.
And there's nothing else you can tell us?
I'm doing my best. You field agents, always looking down your noses at us lab techs.
Excuse me?
Just because we don't carry guns doesn't mean we're not in the SSR.
We value your contributions. We're just asking.
Then why not invite me when you agents grab drinks?
Aren't you always invited?
No. Never.
Well, yes, of course you're invited, Dr.
Samberly.
Samberly. Yes, Samberly.
What about the glow?
The non-native matter is in a radioisotopic form, ionizing the nitrogen molecules in the air and blood to create the luminescence. The only occurrence that could create such a phenomenon is by producing the radioisotope in the form of uranium.
What does that mean?
She was near a particle accelerator.
The one used in the Manhattan Project is in Tennessee.
There's another one in Pasadena at Isodyne Energy. I applied there. Instead chose to go with SSR. Unfortunately.
What is Isodyne Energy?
Isodyne Energy is a development laboratory dedicated to fuel initiatives in the 20th century. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Do you know who works with the particle accelerator?
Our scientists. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
We'd like to look around your facilities.
Do you have a search warrant?
We do not.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
We're pussyfooting around here while the killer's stalking his next victim.
Before we leave, may I use your restroom?
Why not? We've already wasted an hour coming here.
It's on your right. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Do I need a search warrant to know how many years you've worked at Isodyne?
Oh. Oh, excuse me. 3 years. Is there anything else that I can help you with today?
Do you want to be thunderstruck? Come. I hope you'll forgive me, but what you're about to experience will change your life forever.
I'm not one for surprises.
taste this.
You poisoning me?
Well, that's ethanol. So, yes.
Well, I'm usually a whiskey girl, but this is the best wine I've ever tasted.
See, I realized that by manipulating the oxygen and the malconsistenic acids, I could tweak the pH balance.
So you're a genius?
No. But yes. Who are you?
Agent Carter with the Strategic Scientific Reserve. Do you know this woman?
Oh, my God. That's Jane Scott. What happened to her?
Did she work with the particle accelerator here?
We didn't overlap. I work in containment research. I think she was a particle physicist.
Did she have any friends here?
Well, there were some rumors, but I don't like to participate.
By telling me you wouldn't be gossiping about Jane, you'd be helping her.
Let's just say that she had a very close relationship with the owner of Isodyne Energy, Calvin Chadwick. By that I mean they were involved.
Yes, I understand.
Sleeping together.
Your point is made.
Excuse me. I'm sorry I got you caught.
Well, at least they didn't find my scotch distillery. Here's my business card. If I can be of any more help. Or if you want some more wine.
Thank you, Dr. Wilt.
Let me give you my personal number.
Oh, very well.
Maybe I should have your number as well.
I don't believe that's necessary.
Of course. Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Calvin Chadwick's office is stonewalling us, too.
This is a sketch from a witness's description of a man seen near Echo Park late at night 2 years ago. You know who this doesn't look like? Calvin Chadwick.
Mr. Chadwick owns a horse racing this afternoon at Santa Anita.
The man is running for Senate.
Well, then he'll be kissing babies and pressing palms as well as hooves.
That's not my gist, lady. Calvin Chadwick is a wealthy industrialist. He's not going around killing women and throwing them in a lake.
What lead are you proposing we follow?
Not one from the word of some janitor.
Jason Wilkes is a physicist.
Look, sweetheart, I don't know how you do things in New York, but out here, if we go after Chadwick, the papers are going to crucify us when they find out we're wrong.
And what if we're right?
How would you handle it, detective?
I would use the press to our advantage. Give an interview to the newsreels. Get the word out there.
I take it you have journalist contacts?
I got contacts all over the place. I'll arrange everything, okay?
Have at it. We'll comb through your old files, see if there's a clue we missed.
Thank you.
El Lobo's racing in the fourth. Place a bet for me after you find Chadwick?
My wife, Anna, has a very modern sense of style. I'm certain she'll have picked out the perfect outfit for you for a covert operation at the races.
She's your stylist. What can go wrong?
I couldn't maneuver him into his enclosure. He's the devil in pink.
Mrs. Jarvis? Miss Carter is here.
Miss Carter! I feel like I already know you.
She hugs. She does not hug.
It's a pleasure to finally meet.
Yes.
Well, I'll give you both some privacy.
Excuse me, Mr. Jarvis.
Oh. She's an embarrassing creature.
He's too easy. What's that look?
I don't know. I suppose I was expecting someone more...
Like Mr. Jarvis and a girdle.
Precisely.
From his tales of your heroics, I was picturing a circus strongman in a wig. I've selected a few potential ensembles for the racetrack, but I've also sold you this.
What is it?
A garter. That's also a holster.
You are fantastic.
Captain Chadwick.
Oh, and his wife, Whitney Frost.
Who?
Whitney Frost, star of the F stands for freedom.
She doesn't look familiar.
Well, surely you've seen Tales of Suspense.
I'm not one for the cinema.
What do you do for relaxation? Assemble rifles?
I trust you to distract her with your flattery.
Aside from danger, my middle name is Charm. Excuse me, Miss Frost. Edwin Jarvis, head of production, Stark Pictures.
Oh, John.
Might I have a word?
Mr. Chadwick, I am one of your biggest advocates for Senate.
What a delight to see such an attractive young woman like yourself interested in politics.
If you don't beat that ugly old Representative Anderson, California is going to go to hell in a handbasket.
I think I need you on my campaign committee.
But just the other day, I was extolling your virtues to a dear friend of mine, Jane Scott.
Yes. Well, thank you for your support.
Are you aware that Miss Scott is dead?
Who did you say you were, miss?
Agent Peggy Carter with the SSR. When was the last time you saw Miss Scott?
Is it SSR protocol to surprise people with the death notices of their employees?
I understand she was more privileged than an employee. Is your wife aware you were having an affair?
You would be perfect for the lead role in the new Stark Pictures production.
Really? And what's the picture?
The movie.
Yes.
The Stark Pictures is currently casting is called The British Are Coming.
I'm tired of costume dramas, to be honest.
No. This would be a spy picture. No, you'd play a female agent. Tough as nails.
Well, now I'm intrigued. So, she doesn't have a love interest?
We haven't found the right actor yet.
If you have nothing to hide, you'll hand over a complete list of employees at Isodyne Energy.
I'm a patriot, and I would gladly help, but Isodyne Energy deals in classified and confidential United States government contracts. If you get proper clearance, I will give you a tour myself. And in the meantime, I have to collect my winnings. Have a good day, Miss Carter. Hello, love.
Mr. Jarvis, our horse lost.
No. We'll be in touch, Miss Frost.
Chadwick was nervous. He has more to hide than a dalliance with an employee.
Now that the autopsy report's complete, we'll have a better idea of what happened.
Been on this case for 2 years and you're not gonna wait for me?
What?
Still freezing in here. How did Meltzer even cut into the body?
What'd you find, Dr. Meltzer? Dr. Meltzer.
It's been over 24 hours. Shouldn't I get a phone call? Where's Peggy?
Carter. She's moved on to a new case. You're yesterday's news for her.
But who's gonna interrogate me?
My boss and I. We used to have this routine to get suspects to turn. He was the carrot, and I was the stick. He spoke smoothly, and I didn't speak at all. See, the problem is that you and your commie friends, well, you killed the carrot. I'm not afraid of you. What are you gonna tell me?
You're too easy. We need Peggy.
Did
Agent Carter mention what she wanted me to see?
Only that it was of the utmost importance.
It used to be a person.
Can you explain such an occurrence?
Not even in my nightmares.
Oh my God, I need to know.
If we lent you a sample, are there tests you could run to determine what happened?
Yes. This is a lot to take in.
Dr. Wos, can you excuse us, please?
Yeah, let me get some water.
What is it?
The official autopsy report.
Cause of death, organ failure due to unknown toxic substance.
Exactly, not the stab wounds.
So someone stabbed the body after she'd already died?
The murderer wanted us to think Jane Scott was killed by the lady of the lake killer.
When actually she was killed from exposure to the substance that froze the lake.
Her shoes were switched on her feet.
The only people that knew that detail were the actual lady of the lake killer and the...
Police?
Where's Detective Henry?
Keep it moving. Go. Gentlemen, tighten your jaw.
Excuse me?
He's gonna hit you. Get in. What is it you expect me to do? You're gonna fix me. Go.
Tell me, where were you stealing this pin from? Why did you want it so badly?
Now that I have your interest, what will you give me?
Me give you a beating you won't forget.
If you want more from me than a sore throat, this needs to be an exchange. Peggy would have known that.
And what does that sick head of yours think Carter would have offered you?
Deportation is better than prison.
Prison is better than the electric chair.
Deal. Show me the paperwork and I will tell you exactly who I was stealing that lapel pin from and why.
Hey! This is a federal interrogation. Who let you in here?
I did, Jack. The Federal Bureau of Investigation will be taking custody of Miss Underwood. Jack, you are doing great work. You're making a real name for yourself.
Then why does the FBI get the prize?
Let's get a drink.
Tell Peggy I say bye.
Come on, Jack.
The suspect is Detective Andrew Henry, LAPD. He is armed and dangerous. Approach with caution.
Oh, is it broken?
You'll live. Keep your head back.
Of course I'll live. I'm worried about the aesthetic. Anna's absolutely mad about my profile.
Look.
Keep your head down. A bullet hitting your nose will be harder to explain to Anna.
Andrew Henry! Jason Wilkes! If you're inside, come out with your hands raised!
The windows are frosted over.
Steering column's frozen. You had to ditch the car.
Dr. Wilkes left us a breadcrumb. Mr. Jarvis, I'll need you to wait here for the police. Direct them to follow us.
Will do.
Here.
Well, I suppose this is progress.
Only use it if absolutely necessary. And tell the police not to fire either. We have a lot of questions for Detective Henry.
Very well. But if I do see this Detective Henry, I can't promise not to bludgeon his nose.
So the cops will spot you.
I shall be a beacon of justice.
We're nowhere near Isodyne.
Listen, I'm sure you had a perfectly good reason for killing Jane.
I didn't kill anyone.
Then why are you doing this?
For the right money, I clean up other people's messes. So when I was hired to take care of Jane Scott's body, I made it look like the Lady of the Lake killer to revive the case. My lieutenant had pulled all my resources. Don't you see? I'm a good guy.
You go left, I'll go right.
Give a shout if it gets chilly.
You too.
Oh, you hear that? Put your gun gun down, let them help you.
We'll lose him, okay? And then you're gonna cure me!
I said no guns. Holster your weapons. Where is Detective Henry?
Back that way.
Stay here.
You should too.
Put down the gun.
Or what? You're gonna kill me? Look at me. I'm dying.
We can help you.
I won't last. You'll see.
Take a step back.
We can work this out. They're not gonna let us.
Who won't let us? I said no guns!
I'm sorry, I left my radio in the car.
Do you have any idea how much legwork it took to catch Dottie Underwood?
Of course I do.
Don't you trust me to grill her?
Jack, who's been your biggest supporter since day one?
You have, Vernon.
When your father called me, talking about his war hero son acting aimless, who got you the gig at the best intelligence agency both sides of the Atlantic?
And I appreciate everything you've done, I do. I feel like the person who fights the bears should be the one to get the honey.
I'd never steer you wrong, Jack.
Then why are you giving the FBI credit for the capture of Underwood?
You need to start playing the long game here. The SSR is a wartime agency, and the war is over.
Am I being fired?
Worse. You're becoming irrelevant. The entire Department of War is being restructured, which means that the SSR is going the way of the dinosaur. It's a different world now. And you've got to ask yourself, do I want to be the former chief of the SSR or the current muckety-muck of the next big thing?
I want to be in the muck.
And that's the kind of attitude that's going to serve you very well. Dottie Underwood was attempting to steal from some very powerful men who have even more powerful allies.
Like who?
The important thing is, you stopped her. And those men, they know you did. Now, you keep your nose to the grindstone, and they'll make sure that your next position befits your pretty face.
Dr. Wilkes, I feel responsible for putting you in danger's path.
Wonder how many days it will take. My heartbeat to slow.
If whatever killed Detective Henry and the medical examiner is contagious, then we've all been exposed.
I'm guessing that whatever it is, you can't get it unless you've been exposed to contaminated blood. The medical examiner had the most intense and prolonged exposure, which may explain why he succumbed first.
At your earliest convenience, I'm going to need a written report stating exactly what Detective Henry told you.
I'll get it to you immediately. I want to thank you properly for saving my life, Agent Carter.
That's not necessary.
How about dinner and dancing this Saturday evening?
You're a brave man. But I make it my policy not to socialize with persons of interest.
Of course. Of course. That makes perfect sense. But it's nice to know you find me interesting.
The job's done.
Good man. See, hon? You figured out how to fix it all.
And that's the last time we should have to dirty our hands, just because you dirtied other parts of your anatomy.
I'm not sure whether you follow the adventure or the adventure follows you.
Who do you think killed Jane Scott?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Then the case isn't closed.
Guess I'll be around for a bit longer.
You think that scientist will help us out?
He'll write a report, but I doubt he'll know the full extent of what his employees are up to. It's quite a night. Thought I could do with a drink. How about you?
I can't tonight. Maybe another time?
Yes, of course. I forgot my jacket. Go on without me.
Night.
Night.